Hey, what's going on YouTube? In this video, over-the-door pantry organizer coming up. So I'm guessing if you're watching this video, at one point or another, you've dealt with an unorganized or cramped pantry and just not enough storage. So I grabbed this kit off from Amazon. It's just a door organizer. It hangs on the inside of the door there. There should be plenty of room to fit it inside the door because the shelves are recessed a little bit. So I've gone through and just looked at a few of the pieces, and one of the things that I know that I'm going to need to do is to address the door. These brackets hang over the top of the door, and there's just not enough room for the door to clear the door jamb with these brackets on the top. So the brackets go over the top of the door, but then when you close it, it hits, and I can't close the door. So we have a couple of options here, and it all depends on your skill and the kind of tools you have. I could take the entire door off and use a planer and take some material off from the top of the door. I'm lucky enough to have an electric planer, so I would just use my battery powered planer to take some material off. You could also use chisels. You could use a hammer and chisel to notch the door if that's what you want to do. You could use a router. You could also use a Dremel. There's a lot of different ways that you could take care of this. It just depends on whether you just want to take material off from the entire top of the door or if you want to just notch it. So they're not very thick, so you wouldn't have to take off a whole ton of material in order to get these to clear if your door already fits properly. All right, so I looked at the door, and actually it is still rubbing up top here. It still sticks just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the whole door off, and I'm going to use the planer to take some material off from here. To get the door off, all we gotta do is just knock the pins loose. And since this is the garage right here, all we gotta do is just take it right through here so that we can go and plane the top off from the door. All right, so we got the top of the door planed, and I just got to reinstall these pins here. And now the brackets fit. And as far as installation goes, it looks like this is actually going to be pretty easy. I'll show you these brackets again. So right here where these rectangle slots are, you could snap it right there and then use the round holes to attach it directly to a wall if you don't want to hang it on a door, if you actually want to put it on the wall somewhere. Now all the parts are labeled A and B, so we have A1 and B1, and then A2, B2, and so on. So if you're looking at it like this, you're going to have A on the left and B on the right. That's pretty easy. And to connect each segment together, you have these pieces that have little detents. And they'll just snap into the legs. So you just stick them in, you push the button in. The bottom pieces look like the top pieces. It's no different. Slide in the piece in, the connector in, press the detent, lock it into the hole. I just have it roughly mocked up right now. Once I get the baskets on there, then I'll know exactly where I want it. So the baskets are just plastic, and they have these tabs on the end that will interface with the tabs on the railing here. And that's the way it looks when it's assembled. Now I can already see, without any weight on it, that it kind of comes out a little bit. So the kit came with these pieces of double-sided adhesive to put on the bottom of each leg to hold it to the door. You could probably do the same thing up here if you wanted, but I think the bottom is all we're gonna need. But before I do that, I want to test it to make sure that it closes and doesn't hit anything. You can see the tabs on the outside of the door here. After a couple of days, I probably won't even notice. Now that I have the adhesive on the bottom, it wobbles back and forth up here, but it doesn't flop around or anything like that. You can see some of my favorites. Yes, I like ramen. I eat lots of ramen. That's my favorite flavor right there. And my favorite flavor of chips. So I think this product is really good so far. It's an easy install if you don't have to take anything off from the top of the door. It's really easy to put together, and I think it looks really nice. So if you're curious, this is a product I bought on Amazon. There'll be a link in the description, so go check that out. It doesn't cost you anything extra to use it, but it does help the channel out a little bit when you click on those links. So for this video, I guess that's it. And until the next project, we will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.